Hello, Internet. I am Pastor Recoil, and welcome to my parish. Today is Palm and Passion Sunday, and we're going to talk about it. Welcome to Pastor Recoil's Parish, where I talk about some things that you may not have heard about in church, either because it's not quite appropriate for all audiences or it just isn't something that's easy to talk about in a sermon. Today's readings for Palm and Passion Sunday are Matthew 21, 1 through 11, Isaiah 50, 4 through 9a, Psalm 31, 9 through 16, Philippians 2, 5 through 11, and Matthew 26, 1 through 27, 66. Today, we're going to talk about how Jesus' triumphal entry leads directly to his crucifixion. It seems like such a happy, fun time at first. Jesus gets to Jerusalem and the crowds gather, declaring him to be the Son of David and the one who comes in the name of the Lord. The whole city is asking about this Jesus guy because this is a big deal. Jesus of Nazareth is coming to Jerusalem. But then just a few days later, the cry of the people is very different. It's no longer, "Blessed is he," it's, "Let him be crucified." What happened? See, up until when Jesus rode into Jerusalem, he could very easily have been thought of as just another miracle worker Messiah claimant out there in the wilderness. He might stir the people up some, but he wasn't really a threat to anything. Jesus was inconvenient to those in power, pointing out their hypocrisy and the injustices they perpetuated, but on the whole, that was it. It'd have been nice if Jesus had just gone away, but there wasn't actually a whole lot that needed to be done about him until he rode into Jerusalem. All of a sudden, this is a statement. Jesus rides into Jerusalem on two donkeys, echoing a prophecy in Zechariah that Zion's king will come on a donkey and a colt the foal of a donkey. And then on arriving in Jerusalem, Jesus immediately goes to the temple and drives out the money changers and merchants there. Now, all of a sudden, Jesus isn't just some rando in the wilderness. He has, for all intents and purposes, announced himself as leading a rebellion. Now, Christians don't like to think about that, but that is literally the crime that Jesus was executed for. It's not blasphemy or claiming to be God. It's not even destruction of property. The crime that hangs above Jesus' head is, "This is Jesus, the King of the Jews." That's a rebel's charge. It's ultimately Jesus' politics which lead to his death. Rome and its supporters would not want a threat to their authority literally on their doorstep. So it only took a few days for Jesus to go from inconvenience to actual problem. And yet the saddest part of all of this is it doesn't take long for Jesus to become a problem for his own followers. Just 300 years after Jesus' death, the religion named for the person Rome executed became the official religion of Rome. Ever since, Christians have in many ways become the folk who would call for Jesus' crucifixion because of his teachings which challenge power, rather than being the ones who acclaim him. During his time on earth, Jesus challenged those who would abuse their power and exploit other humans to maintain it, continuing the message of the prophets God spoke through in the Hebrew Scriptures. The church today needs a similar challenge, to worry less about maintaining its power in a post-Christendom world, but instead to just focus on doing the things of Jesus, to love God, to love neighbor, and to serve those who are in need in our communities and around us. So if you want to see more content like this, check out the links to my right, or click the logo below my face to subscribe so you'll know when my next video comes out. Thank you for watching, and take the time this week to love your neighbor as yourself, especially if you don't like them all that much.